Part 1. The Opening. It is the year 2194, and the Earth has been devastated. Humans have mostly migrated to the space shelters they have built between the Earth and Moon's orbital planes. A group of 3 shelters create the Adrian Republic and wage war against the rest of the shelters. The Allied forces have been fighting the Adrian Republic for decades now. In a battlefield, Captain Jung-yi is shown knocked down. She gains consciousness before multiple combat AI robots attack her. Jung-yi fights and subdues those robots. However, before she can proceed to accomplish her mission of blowing up the fuel rod, a giant robot enters into the field and viciously attacks her. In the ensuing fight, Jung-yi manages to trap the giant robot under rubbles but fails to shot it at its E-battery where it is most vulnerable. In a split second, another combat robot shoots Jung-yi down, but she is not dead yet. Jung-yi freezes and the fight scene turns out to be a simulation. Jung-yi is then escorted by a team where one of them says that she keeps failing at the same point repetitively. He then proceeds to say that the simulation should be exactly the same as it happened in real life, so that they can map the captain's brain properly. Part 2. Project Jung-yi. In a presentation to top military generals of the Allied forces, Director Sang-hoon describes how 35 years ago, Captain Jung-yi, an ace mercenary of the Allied forces, was sent to Adrian Republic's shelter B-25 to destroy their fuel rod. Succeeding this mission, Captain Jung-yi would have effectively ended the war. However, Jung-yi was critically injured and a company called Chronoid recovered her. A project was then designed to map her neural cortex and convert it to usable data. The aim was to develop the most advanced combat AI ever. The project is carried out under the supervisor of Dr. Seo-hyun. She proceeds to gain the general's trust and promises them that Jung-yi would complete the simulation. In the next scene, an excited Sang-hoon comes to Seo-hyun and congratulates her for the presentation. Sang-hoon says that the generals would give a green light if Jung-yi passes the simulation. Sang-hoon further says that the chairman of Chronoid Company would be visiting their laboratory any time now. Therefore, they must be prepared. While processing the data from the previous simulation, a disoriented Jung-yi is activated. This is their 17th simulation. Jung-yi is in agony, and her brain scan shows increasing pain level. She asks questions about her whereabouts and starts screaming. Seo-hyun has to shut her down and dispose of her brain as being useless to their project. Walking in the corridor, Seo-hyun tells her colleague that Captain Jung-yi was her mother who went to the war to pay for her treatment. Seo-hyun reveals that as a kid, she had a tumor in her lungs. The surgery was expensive, and her mother had no other choice but to work as a mercenary, a job at which was great. She says that her mother went to her last mission on the day of her surgery and never came back. Seo-hyun raises a serious question. She says that she wonders if her mother regrets sacrificing her life for her, and whether her mom resent her because of it. Later, Seo-hyun takes an ethics test which differentiates between real humans and prosthetic AI robots. After the test, she meets her doctor who informs her that her cancer has metastasized from its location. Her cancer has spread to her major organs, and the doctor says that she only has 3 months left. The doctor recommends Seo-hyun to promptly copy her brain and transfer it to a prosthetic body. She can choose from the 3 options available to her, each coming with a price tag and limitations or privileges. Type A is the top option with accepted human rights. This is a single private copy of the brain and covers a single body prosthetic. Type B is the second best option. This option doesn't offer human rights, and the brain can be accessed by the government. Type C is basically free, however. The brain and its data will be owned by a certified company. There would be no ownership or human rights for this type. Anyone choosing Type C option would no longer be considered an individual. In flashback, Seo-hyun recalls how her grandmother was encouraged to accept the Type C option for Jung-yi when she was critically injured in her last mission. A sobbing grandmother is left with no option but to accept this offer for the sake of her granddaughter's education and living expenses. Part 3. The Last Simulations. Sang-hoon is seen pushing for results. He asks his team to try something new with the next simulation. He orders Jung-yi's leg to be shot. With that, the simulation begins. However, this time Jung-yi quickly subdued by the robots. Then something strange happens. A new unidentified area gets activated in Jung-yi's brain, which gives her the will to continue to fight. After crushing a few robots, she is killed with a headshot. The whole team is trying to understand this new brain area. What is it? Could it be the will to survive? The most intrinsic human characteristic? Given this minor progress, Sang-hoon and Seo-hyun boards a train to Chronoid headquarters. However, the chairman is not present, and the head of Chronoid's product development informs Sang-hoon that they are downsizing the combat AI program. An angry Sang-hoon swears to keep the combat AI program alive. Later, the chairman pays a surprise visit to the Sang-hoon's lab. Sang-hoon and Seo-hyun go to meet him. It becomes evident that Sang-hoon is an AI prosthetic which the chairman made as a prototype when he first got interested in brain duplication. It is implied that the chairman downloaded his brain into Sang-hoon. However, he found it to be a failure. That is to say, it lacked the human touch. To the chairman, no matter how advanced our technology gets, an AI prosthetic would never feel human. The chairman seems to have a cordial relationship with Seo-hyun. He informs her that Jung-yi's development is no longer necessary, and this project will be closed soon. With the Adrian War ending soon, the need for combat AI becomes redundant. The chairman says that the team should focus on making housekeeping and service worker AI. Given this development, Sang-hoon and Seo-hyun make their last efforts to see if Jung-yi would pass the simulation. However, they get the same result. While bringing Jung-yi to the termination chamber, an angry Sang-hoon shoots at her to see if the unidentified area of her brain would activate. Seo-hyun, seeing Jung-yi in a lot of pain, shuts her down. Later on, Seo-hyun returns to the lab and activates a severely injured Jung-yi. Seo-hyun tells her that her condition is critical and might die at any moment. Jung-yi asks about her daughter and is in tears when she finds that her daughter has survived the surgery. Seo-hyun realizes that her mother doesn't regret sacrificing her life, nor resents her daughter. A sobbing Seo-hyun shut Jung-yi. Seo-hyun realizes that the memories of Jung-yi's daughter is holding her up in the fight. She seems to devising a plan given that she has only one simulation to perform. Seo-hyun tells her team that she would handle the last simulation. Before activating Jung-yi, Seo-hyun whispers to her that she would get injured in the battle, would go in a coma-like state, and that Chronoid will extract her brain and replicate her into model combat AI. In the simulation, we see a similar ending. Jung-yi gets shot at the same exact location. However, an anomaly is noticed in her brain activity. While Jung-yi is taken to the termination chamber, Sang-hoon notices that she wasn't actually hit. He quickly realizes that Jung-yi is active and functioning. He sounds the alarms and shuts down the whole facility. He predicts that Jung-yi is planning to escape. Police forces are called. Meanwhile, Sang-hoon sends 3 combat AI prosthetics to capture Jung-yi. In this chaos, Seo-hyun gets back to the lab and deletes Jung-yi's original data from the servers. The current prosthetic Jung-yi is the only copy of Captain Jung-yi's brain and memories. Jung-yi is shown attacked by the combat robots. After a long fight sequence, Jung-yi and Dr. Seo-hyun manage to kill them. Then, the police arrives and shots at Jung-yi, which is inspected to have no brains. Part 4. The Escape. The AI police finds out that Seo-hyun has installed Jung-yi's brain in a new prosthetic body, and they both have escaped the facility. Seo-hyun and Jung-yi board a Chronoid train. They notice that Sang-hoon is there waiting for them. Sang-hoon threatens Jung-yi that he would kill her daughter if she doesn't go back to the facility. Seo-hyun tells Sang-hoon that she has already removed Jung-yi's memories of her daughter. A frustrated Sang-hoon shots Seo-hyun and a fight erupts between him and Jung-yi. Sang-hoon loses his mind when he realizes that he is merely an AI. In the ensuing fight, after a long struggle, Jung-yi and Seo-hyun manage to get rid of the police and Sang-hoon. Realizing that more police would come after them, Seo-hyun begs Jung-yi to run as far away as she can. An injured Seo-hyun says that she doesn't have much time anyway. Seo-hyun tells Jung-yi that she is free and should only worry about herself. Jung-yi jumps out of the train compartment and starts running away. The movie ends with Jung-yi looking into the wilderness and Seo-hyun dying in the train wishing her mom all the best. Part 5. The Verdict. Jung-yi is a movie with an interesting story and amazing action sequences. Its VFX designs and CGI effects are excellent. Its dark sense of humor on consumerism and questions about ethics, moral dilemmas, and exploring themes of guilt, love, and sacrifice are splendid. It is shown how human societies, no matter what, would be class-based in which the rich and powerful would enjoy privileges that are beyond the reach of others. It also shows how the advancement of technology would invoke serious moral questions and dilemmas. Jung-yi is a warrior who would find her way to survive, however, given that her sentiments towards her daughter are removed. Will she ever truly know who she was? On the other hand, Seo Hyun might have redeemed herself from the guilt of being the cause for her mother's death. She sets at least one Jung Yi free. But would Jung Yi ever be truly free, alive, and human? This was our recap and verdict. Tell us what you liked or disliked about this movie. Let us know in the comments section what movie should we recap next. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to be notified when we upload new videos and enjoy watching.